Creativity changes the everyday. Creativity is beautiful. Creativity is active. Creativity is freedom. Alpha NEX5 debut.
Sony.
Well, Michael Watson, you look a bit like, I suppose, you're probably a lot taller than the man from Snowy River, but you're from the Snowy River area, aren't you? The sort of like the mountains of Victoria. Tell me a bit about them, sort of relatively undiscovered area, the high country of Victoria.
Yeah, well, it's their alpine region, so it's sensational scenery. It's where they made the movie The Man from Snowy River, and it's a beautiful place to live. I'm on a farm there. Family's been there for 50 years, and I take people out horse riding and show them the beautiful scenery, lots of wildlife, and where they did that famous downhill scene from the movie.
Yep, fantastic. So what sort of people come and experience the high country, I suppose, of Victoria?
Well, it's people that are looking for something where they feel like they're a bit less touristy, where they want to meet local people and feel like, holidays are much about the people you meet as opposed to what you see and do. So we're the sort of destination where we're small family-run businesses and they get closer to the people there.
So give me some examples.
Examples of
the places you go to and the businesses,
Okay, well, probably a great example first is Beechworth. It's just a beautiful turn-of-the-century gold mining town. I'd argue probably the best preserved gold mining town in Australia.
Wow.
And some lovely luxury accommodation there, and you stay at a B&B greeted by the owner and can wander down the street and have a meal in a Chef's Hat rated restaurant. And then moving further on, you go to Millawa, you can do cycling along rail trails and past vineyards. And when you go into these vineyards or into these cellar doors, often the people that are serving you aren't front office staff, but the people that own the business. There might be people that have even made the wine, so it's very personal. And then come to my place up to the farm. We live on the farm. You meet the family. My mother still lives on the farm in one of the houses. You meet everybody. You go out, you ride, and we sort of have the adventure with the comfort built in. So
and you stay on the farm, or?
Or we ride from the farm to another property. So we're staying in another farmhouse, and everyone has their own room and ensuite, and we stay and cook dinner for the guests. And so it's a very personal.
Absolutely. It's what I call getting under the skin of a destination. You actually meet real people, and not necessarily just people in the hospitality business or the tourism business who've been trained and all that sort of stuff. Your approach to tourism is your natural hospitality.
Yeah, and you're sort of walking in the shoes of our lifestyle. And, so it's a way of feeling the real Australia with real people that live there.
Absolutely amazing. Now, what sort of your traditional markets would be sort of Australians from Victoria or something like that, would they? Or are you talking about mostly international visitors? And have you started seeing, say, some Chinese visitors coming through? Or
yeah, well, domestic market's certainly our strongest. We're increasingly getting people out of the Western Hemisphere predominantly. So coming out of the UK, out of North America, out of Germany and Switzerland. But certainly our proximity to the snowfields meant that we are seeing more of the Eastern Hemisphere riding, and it's such a contrast to their lifestyle as well.
Absolutely.
So it does suit them.
What's their reaction?
Well, they usually sort of travel in large families, and they just love the fact that they've been invited into someone's home. So, it's that they're overwhelmed by the hospitality, the first part, and they find the adventure exhilarating, challenging, but ultimately, they put their mind to it and they really achieve. So it's pretty rewarding.
But in Asia, being invited into somebody's house is quite an honour. That's why it's really going that next step.
Well, in Australia, it's quite normal, isn't it? So
but it's
we're just doing what we naturally do.
Yeah, and I've spent a lot of time in India and China and places like that. And if somebody says to you, "You must come to my home," that's really quite serious stuff. They want to be your friend. They trust you and all that sort of stuff. And in business, if you get invited to lunch or dinner at somebody's house, that means you're going to do the deal. That's quite amazing.
Well, we just think it's it's a natural part of the way that we welcome people when they come to our property. So
now, where would people find out more information about your product?
Okay, well, we're obviously a website, Adventure Victoria, and we're distributed through major ITOs, but we are small and we're niche, so you sometimes have to do a bit of looking, but I think it's that a difference to the normal tourism experience.
Michael, small and niche is exactly what tourists are looking for, because they want special experiences. They want to be able to go home to whether it's San Diego or Shanghai and say, I had this unique experience and you must try it. And Michael, don't ever get too big.
Right.
Thanks for your time, Michael.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.